From the United States, who is one of the greatest Native American flute players, and Kelvin's music is going to create the space in which we can think about what we're going to be talking about this evening. Well, please welcome Kelvin.
Is all about. But I suppose within our culture in the Pacific, especially within of the lands, but actually for myself as somebody coming from the South Seas, from the South Pacific, it's actually an interesting concept because as Polynesians we have always moved and circulated around the Pacific, which is 1/3 of the Earth's surface. So for me, it's not confining the notion of First Nations to a point that is still, because First Nations people have always moved.
Has been controlled by Indonesian military forces and exploited by multinational corporations. This annexation has always been perceived by the Papuans as a form of neo-colonialism. The will to be independent has, up to now, cost the lives of more than 100,000 West Papuans.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening I'm really delighted to welcome and honoured to welcome the leader of the West Papuans in exile in Britain, Wenda. Benny, this film, which always moved me very much whenever I see it, and it's probably the third time now. It was made, 4 years ago. Can you just tell us how things changed in your country since this film was made, for the better or for the worse?
Yeah, thank you. Before that, I just want to say my language, or just because we are all different culture, different identity, different world, different part of the world come together. This today really grateful, and I feel that very full of spirit here today. And my ancestors also feel it, and they already tell me that this is a good place to be here. And thank you very much for Michael, and you organized this is bringing our spirit together to share all the spirit. And just want to say wah 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 wah, my language, wah 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 wah. Thank you. Yes, this film you can see other part of the world, indigenous people, other part of the world, the same situation. But in West Papua is different, because one colony to second colony, you could see the cry for freedom last 48 years. Nobody knows what really happened, what really going on. But only our story to tell only this kind of show. And you could see that first, if you're European, they will listen to you. That is the message from people of West Papua. So it's never changed. The situation from this film until today, worse and worse. That situation, because there's no journalists allowed in West Papua. Amnesty International are banned, Red Cross are banned, all media banned. So that's why we are always called secret genocide committed by Indonesian military. My people are crying for freedom long time. Our struggle is not about independent, for political independence, but our nature, our environment, our Mother Earth cry for last 48 years, but nobody knows. you can hear their cry for freedom today.
And somehow you escaped from it. Can you just tell us how you came to be here?
This is a very long story.
Well, not too long.
Very long story, but I just want to, if you're watching the film called...
to make this wonderful, joyous music, where does that come from?
Music is a human spirit. Human spirit. Contain every single word is human spirit. And for tribal people or for indigenous people, music is a part of our life. When you go to the mountain, or when you're tired, or when you go to hunting or gardening, it's music bring your spirit alive. That's why our music, we cannot sing in West Papua. That's why when I came here, this freedom I used and I put in my tribal dress and telling the people of West Papua, your music is part of your life. That's why it's very important. Even we are suffering, even we are, under the Indonesia military control, very tight, but the music bring up the spirit alive. So one day we will be free. That is the music. It's very important. Our brother is playing this music. This is very important. This is really important. So that's why music is part of the human spirit. Thank you.
Thank you.
바깥으로 따라왔더니 부히 외롭던 마이트 마을이 항위에
No.